And here's a little extra tidbit video to answer 2 common questions about the lens project. And here's a quick why. Large format cameras usually allow the lens and film to be moved independently. A lens projects an image of the scene that is round. The film just happens to lie in the center of that circle normally. But with these cameras you can move the film outside the center to basically, virtually, move your camera. This is called shifting. And here's another trick. When the lens and film plates are in parallel, the focal plane, or the sharp part of the image, is also parallel. But when you look through the lens at an angle, the focal, lens and film planes form a relationship with each other, so you can control what plane of your view will be in focus. This is used to create fake miniature looks and perfectly focused building fronts in architectural photography and is known as tilting. Together, tilt-shift or TS photography. Modern cameras have such lenses, but they are expensive, and since the sensors are so small, the effect is diminishing. And here's a quick how. With large format photography, the film is loaded into cassettes that have their own shutter. This has to be done in total darkness. I use a mobile darkroom for that. Here you can see what's going on inside with a piece of practice film. The film sheets have a notch on the top right edge, so you can feel for the right orientation in the dark. Putting them in with the emulsion facing backwards would not make a picture. A good trick to avoid double exposures is to have the shutter labeled new and exposed and flip it around after making a picture. Now, if you had a matching camera, you'd open the shutter for focusing after you wound it up and close it again when ready. Focusing normally is done with the aperture wide open, so you can actually see something. These things are not very bright. Once the camera is set up, the film cassette is put in. The fixtures are calibrated so that the film will land exactly where the glass focusing plate was before. Then, after making sure the lens is prepared and closed, remove the shutter slide and push the trigger. Put the slide back in and remove the cassette. Easy, isn't it? Next, the self-timer. To activate it, you slide this little latch to the side and wind up the shutter even further than normally. This engages the self-timer clutch and locks the trigger in the advanced position. Triggering then will first run through the self-timer delay and then the normal selected speed. The self-timer trigger is used either when you want to be in the picture yourself, or, more likely, when you don't have a wire trigger and want to avoid any wobble during exposure. And then there is B and T. B is for bulb mode. The shutter will remain open as long as the trigger button is pressed. T is for timed mode. The shutter will open when pressing the trigger once and then close when pressing a second time. And that's why we still use these lenses today. I hope I could shed some light on the issue. See you next time!